energy and their answers. So I'll expect you to give me answers. Let's go to the questions now. Question number 1.
Hello.
We're just discussing, don't need to write. Which of the following, which of the following sources of electricity?
Are we writing?
No, we are discussing. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes, we are just discussing. Now, the following practices help to conserve energy. Remember, we are talking about energy conservation. The following practices help to conserve energy. Number 1, using improved GECO. Using improved GECO. Number 2, switching off lights. Switching off lights. Switching off lights that are not in use. Switching off lights that are not in use. Number 3, using public transport whenever possible. Using public transport whenever possible. Number 4, using biogas for cooking. Using biogas for cooking. Which 2 practices conserve non-renewable sources of energy? Which 2 practices conserve non-renewable sources of energy? I know here some of you are going to get lost. Let me give you a small guide. Let me guide you a little. When you say using energy sparingly, where you got using energy sparingly, did you see that? Did you write something like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So beside it, right, it conserves both renewable and non-renewable sources. It conserves both renewable and non-renewable sources. Using energy sparingly conserves both renewable and non-renewable sources. Number 2, where you wrote using energy efficient devices, we say it conserves both renewable and non-renewable sources. Using energy efficient devices. Using energy efficient devices.
Pardon.
You have already written using energy efficient devices, isn't it?
Yes.
So in bracket, right, it conserves both renewable and non-renewable sources. It conserves both renewable and non-renewable sources. Number 3, where you have written using renewable sources of energy. Do you see it? Using renewable sources of energy. Then we say it conserves non-renewable sources. It conserves non-renewable sources. Number 4, using public means of transport. Using public means of transport conserves non-renewable sources. It conserves non-renewable sources. Planting trees. Planting trees conserves renewable sources of energy. Conserves renewable sources of energy. So once we have gone up to that point, now I want to answer my question. The question I asked was,
Question conserves.
the following practices help to conserve energy: using improved firewood GECO, switching off lights that use, now I want to explain. Using improved GECO is a way of using energy efficient device. Using improved GECO is a way of using energy efficient device. And using energy efficient devices conserves both, but in this case, this is a firewood GECO, and firewood is renewable. So using energy, using improved jiko conserves renewable sources. Is that okay? Sawa?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Using improved jiko is a way of
Yes.
using an energy efficient device. Sawa? But firewood is renewable. So therefore, it is conserving what? A renewable source of energy.
Energy.
Yes? Number 2. Are you with me? Who is lost? If you are lost, put up your hand so that I can find you. Put you in the lost and found corner. If you are lost, put up your hand. We are starting with the first one. That is using improved charcoal jiko, or using improved firewood jiko. Using an improved jiko conserves what? Is a way of using energy efficient devices. Tumeelewana mpaka pale? And because it is energy efficient, it is conserving energy. So what type of energy is it conserving? We are using firewood, which is renewable. So what type of energy are we conserving? Renewable sources of energy. Tumeelewana mpaka pale?
Yes.
Now, if you use energy saver bulb, if you are using energy saver bulb, it is also a form of using energy efficient devices. But we are conserving what? Electricity. But electricity is non-renewable. So that way we are conserving a non-renewable source of energy. Tunaelewana mpaka pale? Tunaelewana lakini watu hiyo. Yeah, watu hiyo. Are you lost?
Yes.
Who is lost? If you are lost, put up your hand. Yes, Magdalene, where are you lost?
They are of energy efficient devices.
Now look, when we were talking about methods of conserving energy, or energy conservation methods,
Yes.
remember?
Yes.
Yes. One of the energy conservation methods I gave was, number 1, was using energy efficient devices. That's all.
Yes.
When we say a device is energy efficient, it means it is using less energy. Sawa? Haiharibu, is not wasting. Kwa hivyo inatumia energy kidogo. That's why it is called energy efficient. Si ndio?
Yes.
So when we say using energy efficient devices, that is a method of conserving energy. But now, I told you to go and look for examples of energy efficient devices. Sasa nimejipata hapa najikaanga. Sasa I'm answering that question now, isn't it? Sasa najibu hilo swali niliwapatia, lakini sasa najibu. Now, when we talk about energy efficient devices, one of them is an improved jiko. You see? An improved jiko. An improved jiko can either be an improved charcoal jiko or an improved firewood jiko, isn't it?
Yes.
Tuko na zile za firewood, zile improved, imewekwa ndani kuna nini? Clay, alafu iko na metal lining, iko na clay lining, isn't it? To reduce the loss of heat, and we are going to discuss that in the next lesson. So that's how. So when you use an improved jiko, what does a jiko use? If it is a charcoal jiko, it will use charcoal, isn't it?
Yes.
If it is a firewood jiko, it will use firewood. But both charcoal and firewood are renewable. They are renewable. So if this energy, improved jiko is conserving energy, it is conserving charcoal and it is conserving firewood, which are both renewable. You understand? Magdalene, you understand?
Yes, yes.
Therefore, it is conserving renewable source of energy. Okay?
Yes.
On the other hand, however, we can say using an energy saver bulb. Unaona? Si umeona zile energy saving bulbs zile mnapenda kutumia sana siku hizi kwa sababu mnaogopa kulipa bill.
Yes.
Sasa, that energy saving bulb is using little electricity. Ndio bill isikuwe nyingi, sio? So, what is it conserving? It is conserving electricity. Tuko pamoja? But electricity is non-renewable. Si ni kweli?
Yes.
Yes.
So therefore, energy saver bulb conserves a non-renewable source of energy. Ni sawa? Sasa tumeelewa?
Yes. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Any other question?
No.
So we have said using energy saving jiko, using energy saving bulbs is a way of using energy efficient devices. Using energy efficient devices. Choice 2. 2 we have.
Excuse me, Cha.
Yes.
Excuse me, Cha. When you say renewable sources,
Come
when you
again.
say renewable, I'm saying
I'm
when you
listening.
say renewable sources,
Ah.
you mean which can be repeated, or
It can be.
you mean which can be repeated, or what?
We mean when we say renewable, we mean that it cannot be depleted. Sometimes renewable sources of energy, and that is good. You have reminded me of something. Renewable sources of energy are also called inexhaustible sources. Inexhaustible. So write the word inexhaustible. Renewable sources of energy are also called inexhaustible. Inexhaustible. I-N-X-H. Exhaustible. Inexhaustible. Inexhaustible sources.
Pardon?
I am saying renewable sources of energy are also called inexhaustible sources of energy. That means they cannot be exhausted. For example,
Pardon?
who is saying pardon? Who? Yes, you're pardoned. What would you like me to do? Yes, you have my attention. What would you like me to do? Yeah. Somebody said pardon. Do you know how to spell inexhaustible? Emily,
Yes.
do you know how to write inexhaustible?
Yes.
Okay. And the others, are we okay?
Yes.
Okay. I am saying renewable sources of energy are also called inexhaustible sources of energy, meaning they cannot be exhausted. They cannot be finished. For example, trees. When you are cutting trees to get firewood, what do we need to do? We all need to plant other trees to get another energy, isn't it? But petrol, once you mine in a place and it is finished, you cannot get any other petrol there. You need to look for another place to get petrol. So that is what we mean by being renewable. That it can be replenished. It is not finished. You understand? Now,
Yes.
non-renewable sources of energy are called exhaustible sources of energy. Non-renewable sources are also called exhaustible sources. Non-renewable, Mwende, you are not writing. Mwende. Non-renewable sources of energy are also called exhaustible sources. Exhaustible sources of energy. Exhaustible sources of energy. Exhaustible sources of energy. Exhaustible sources of energy. Good. Can I continue now? Any other question? Any other question? Good. If there's no question, let me move to the next area. where the next item we had was switching off lights when not in use. Switching off lights when not in use. Now, switching off lights when not in use is a way of using energy sparingly. That is a way of using energy sparingly. Switching off lights when not in use is a way of using energy sparingly. It's a way of using energy sparingly. But lights, hydroelectric lights are electricity, isn't it? Now, electricity is renewable. So it is a way of conserving a renewable source of energy. So switching off lights when not in use is a way of conserving a renewable source of energy. A renewable source. The next one. The next one we have is using public transport whenever possible. Using public transport whenever possible. This is sometimes also called, this is the same as carpooling. There's another one which behaves the same way called carpooling. That's a carpooling. Carpooling. That means sharing cars. Carpooling. It's the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. Using public transport means you leave your private car at home, get into a bus. So a bus can carry 50 people. These 50 people will use maybe 10 liters of fuel in one bus. But assume everyone has a car. Everyone has a V8. So these are going to be 50 V8s. Each V8 is going to use 10 liters. That is 1,000 liters. So when we use one bus, we are conserving fuel, isn't it? So that is a way of using energy sparingly. It is a way of using energy sparingly. Carpooling and using public transport is a way of using energy sparingly. And because they are cars and they use fuel, they conserve non-renewable sources. They are conserving a non-renewable source. They are conserving a non-renewable source of energy. They are conserving a non-renewable source of energy. And finally, we had using biogas. Using biogas. Biogas is renewable. Biogas is renewable. Biogas is renewable. And it said, using renewable sources of energy conserves non-renewable sources. So this using biogas conserves non-renewable sources of energy. It conserves non-renewable sources of energy. Any other question up to that point? Have you learned anything so far?
Yes.
Good.
Excuse me, sir.
If you've learned something, I'm very happy now. That means I'm a good teacher. Am I a good teacher?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Or you don't know? We are there, we are struggling. Are we struggling? But you are good students. I am sure you are good students. Thank you. At least you are learning something. Wende?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
How is Rwaka?
Hi.
Yeah, good. That is okay. I'll be visiting you in Rwaka in 2 days' time. Is there a coronavirus in Rwaka?
Yes.
Please stay safe. We still need you. Is that okay, Wende?
Yes.
Yes, we still need you. You are very important to us. We want you to stay alive until you are too old to speak. Good. Now, any question?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Magdalene.
You have said biogas conserve which energy?
Non-renewable. Non-renewable. Biogas is renewable, so it conserves non-renewable.
Thanks.
Yes? Biogas is renewable, so it will conserve non-renewable. Now, let me go to the next question. One more question, and then we call it a day. Just one more. Okay? I know you're now tired. The way you're looking at me shows that you're tired. Felicity. Felicity. Felicity.
Yes. Yes.
How are you?
Yes.
How are you?
Yes.
Felicity, how are you?
Technical issues, I can't hear you.
For what?
I'm fine.
You okay? Please ensure that you can hear me. Okay?
I have technical issues, I can't hear you.
It's okay, Felicity. I will send you notes so that you learn with us. Let us continue to the next question. The next question will be the next question. The reason why an ordinary GECO, without a clay lining is not recommended is because the reason why an ordinary GECO is not recommended is because it pollutes the environment. It uses large amounts of charcoal. It takes a long time when cooking. It gets too hot to hold. What is the right answer? What is the reason why an ordinary GECO is not recommended? Remember here we are talking about energy conservation. But an ordinary GECO is that metal GECO that you sometimes use at home. That metal GECO wastes a lot of energy, isn't it? So therefore, we don't recommend it because it uses a lot of charcoal. It uses a lot of charcoal. That is why it is not recommended. An ordinary GECO is not recommended because it uses a lot of charcoal. It's wasteful. It uses a lot of charcoal. So that then will mean that I need to discuss the energy saving GECO. So let us discuss the energy saving GECO. So kindly draw the energy saving GECO. You don't know how to draw it, wait for me to draw and I'll show you my diagram after I've drawn it. Is that okay? I do not because the energy saving GECO is something which looks like a skirt. Yes, like that. I'm showing you the GECO just now, don't worry. There it is, just some legs there. It has a gate there, there. It has a handler there. Yes. Yes. What is the energy saving GECO? An energy saving GECO looks like this. Do you see it?
Yes.
You see my energy saving GECO? Don't laugh at my drawing. Wende, come on. Wende, stop laughing at me. Now, the energy saving GECO looks something like that. Do you see it?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Now draw it in your book. And then of course, up there you must draw the lining there. So draw it. We want to discuss it very briefly before we leave. We want to discuss that energy saving GECO. Let me get a cleaner paper so that I can make it clearer. Just a minute. Let me get a cleaner paper. I have a paper here. I can now draw the energy saving GECO. Gracious Wajiro has decided to disappear. Oh, there she is. Good. Now I can draw my energy saving GECO again. For the sake of those who cannot see, those whose eyes have problems, it looks like a skirt, eh? Now, it looks something like that. Do you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
There it is. Do you see it?
Yes.
So I hope you have drawn it.
Yes.
You drawn it?
Yes.
Good. So
Yes.
now I want you to label it. Let us label the energy saving GCO. Let us label the energy saving GCO. I have marked points A. Do you see point A, B, C, and D?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you able to see point A, B, C, and D?
Yes.
Good. So let us
Yes.
now let us go to those points A, B, C, and D.
Thick clay.
Let us go to A, B, C, and D. Point A is clay lining. So write clay lining. A is clay lining. A is clay lining. Clay lining. What do we call point B? Is the charcoal? Charcoal what?
Chamber. Chamber.
Huh?
Chamber.
That is the charcoal
Charcoal
holder.
chamber.
Then C, we have the metal casing. Metal casing. D, we have air gate. Air gate. Air gate. Air gate. So let us write the following things about this energy saving GCO. Number 1.
I don't see.
B is air gate. Air
C.
gate. What?
C.
C is metal casing. Metal casing. Metal casing or lining. Metal casing. So let us go to this energy saving GCO and discuss it a little. 1. It conserves energy. It conserves energy because of the clay lining. It conserves energy because of the clay lining. Number 2, clay lining prevents loss of energy through conduction. Clay lining prevents loss of energy through conduction. Clay lining prevents loss of energy.
Pardon.
I am repeating. I'm saying pardon. Clay lining prevents loss of energy through conduction. Gracious Wajiru. Clay lining prevents loss of energy through conduction. It is conical in shape. It is conical in shape. Conical in shape for easy movement of charcoal. Conical in shape for easy movement of charcoal.
What is it?
Easy movement. It holds a little charcoal. Holds little charcoal. Holds little charcoal. Therefore reducing wastage. Holds little charcoal, therefore reducing wastage. Air gate. Air gate allows for circulation of air.
Yeah.
Air gate allows for circulation of air. Air gate allows for circulation of air. Air gate allows for circulation of air. Michelle Mushiri, are you the one listening to that radio?
Chano.
Who is it?
It's somebody here at my back.
Tell that somebody that I can hear them. It's okay, Michelle. Any question up to that point?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Cha.
Yes. Amy? Is it Amy?
When you say
Yes, who is
no.
speaking? Good. Speak. Yes, Magdalene.
When you say, I was asking.
Man. Stop chewing and speak. Are you chewing card? Speak.
I was asking.
Yes.
If some objects are renewable, then it means they conserve non-renewable.
Yeah, we said renewable energy conserves non-renewable. If you use renewable energy, you conserve a non-renewable source. When you use a renewable source, you are conserving a non-renewable source. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? Opa, have you been here since the beginning?
Yes.
Yes, okay, that's okay. And I'm seeing someone called Infinix Hot 4. Who is this person whose name is Infinix Hot 4? The camera is off. Infinix Hot 4, identify yourself. Speak. Hot 4. Hot 4 is not speaking. Now, if there is no question, children, I know I have given you a lot of information. You need to digest it this evening, okay? Let me allow you to go and digest. Yes, what's your name? Infinix Hot 4. This person logged in as Infinix Hot 4. What's your name? Is this a he or a she? Are you listening to us? You know that person? Magdalene, you're just laughing at me when this person is not speaking to me. Come on. Chantel, do you know the person? Chantel?
No.
But you are laughing so loudly. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. I know I've given you so much information. You need to go and digest bit by bit. If you are just joining us, that means you did not cover the whole lesson, isn't it? Then go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Search Felix Oden. Search Felix Oden. You will find Science, Felix Oden, Science 3. That will be today's lesson. That will be today's lesson. So you can go through the lesson again, bit by bit, to your own speed, so that you can remind yourself what we have discussed. Otherwise, you now have time to ask a question. You can now ask a question. Any question? Any question? Any question? Yes, Mwende. You're just scratching your head. It's okay. I thought your hand was up. Any question? If there is no question, I wish you a good evening. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Have a good night. Take care of yourself. Stay away. Stay indoors. Stay indoors. Protect yourself against coronavirus. I hope to see you again tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. However, I am now giving you a mathematics exam. Mathematics paper follows. Go to the WhatsApp group. You will find a mathematics link there. Touch the link, the exam will open. Do not print. Work out the questions. Okay, you can print if you wish, but it is not necessary. You work out the questions, write down the answer. Tomorrow it will be revised. Tomorrow it will be revised